Now, I'd like to bring Laura Bellucci back up to the platform for her closing remarks about day 1 and tell us what we'll see on day 2. Laura?
Awesome. Thank you, Patricia. And before we move into our close, I would like to just stop and say thank you and recognize our Summit Planning Committee, which includes a group of ADHS staff and external partners. We truly appreciate your input and guidance. It is sincerely appreciated, and we value that partnership so that we can provide a Summit agenda that is thoughtful and addresses the needs for maternal and child health in Arizona. A special thank you to Aubrey Bettis for her leadership on the planning committee. She kept us going and connected. Also, a special thank you to our moderator, Patricia Tarango, and David Ryder for his planning services and support of many of our MCH programs in AC. So thank you so much for all of your contributions. And moving on, I also wanted to say thank you to all of our wonderful speakers and guests today, everyone that shared their knowledge, their passions with us. The presentations were thought-provoking and helped us identify new opportunities, learn current and ongoing strategies as we continue our quest to reduce maternal and infant mortality in Arizona. Tomorrow, we will host day 2 of the summit, and the theme will continue to focus on optimizing maternal and infant care. We will launch day 2 with a keynote from Dr. Ann Borders, and we'll learn how the Illinois Perinatal Quality Collaborative is maximizing their role to improve care for women and birthing persons. Certainly, we will have food for thought on what additional steps Arizona can take and implement. Our sessions tomorrow will include presentations from national and local experts, and I'm excited to share that we will close out day 2 with an overview and launch of our Arizona Fetal Infant Mortality Action Plan and call to action. So please be sure to join us tomorrow, day 2, 9 a.m. Log on a little early so that you can be ready for the first keynote. And now I would like to introduce Jennifer Johnson to close day 1 of the summit with a blessing. Jennifer is French-Canadian and Navajo born for the Many Goats clan. Jennifer is a licensed social worker who currently works for a nonprofit organization as a clinical supervisor. Mrs. Johnson is an alumni of Arizona State University and specializes in the treatment of substance use disorders, general mental health disorders, various levels of trauma, and working with individuals, couples, and families. Jennifer is recognized as a cultural service provider practitioner as she works to bring spiritual awareness via community presentations, facilitation of sweat lodge ceremonies, facilitation of talking circle ceremonies, and other traditional Native American practices, with the overall goal being to support the integrated health and wellness goals of those she works with. Help me to welcome Jennifer. Thank you.
I'd like to say good afternoon. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I've come outside this afternoon to bring us full circle. We started inside with Felicia this morning with that beautiful connection. What I took away from that exercise was she brought us to the center, and we're closing the circle, so to speak. That's what the ceremony is called right now. So before I close the circle, I want to honor the relatives that I am standing here and representing this afternoon time. I am originally from the Navajo Nation, Kayenta. I was raised up on the Navajo Nation. I currently reside here in Phoenix. I am a mother of 2 children, a 21-year-old and a 2-year-old. And as I was standing here waiting for my opportunity to share some good words with you, I went ahead and I got myself a cup of water. So what I'd like to do is, if you are inclined to, is please, if you can get yourself some water, we're going to use this to close the day. I wanted to briefly share, I know I don't have too much time, but I have cedar here burning for each and every one of the presenters and the organizers and for the space. and for the technology and the internet and all the unspoken, leaders who brought this circle together. And so I want to offer the smoke to them before I move into this closing prayer. I want to acknowledge the fourth trimester family. They are a part of my birth story, as well as the Equitably collective, as well as Kimberly Morsalis was my breast consultant in lactation. And so what I want to share is that I got emotional watching today because I am a provider. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, but we were talking about, we need to do more and we need to do more. And I want to stand here in the testimony as this PHE has been lifted, this public health emergency. And thank you for helping me during the pandemic have a child and continue to be of service to the community as an essential worker. And what I really want to share as I stand here this afternoon in my garden is that I am so grateful and fortunate for this water of life, because this is our first home, relatives. This is where we made our first relationship with this planet Earth. And what I'd like to do is acknowledging how fast today was. I felt really stressed coming outside. I want us to calm our fire down. I want us to really bring that balance to the work that we're doing, because we get heated, right? We get emotional, we get excited, we get pumped, we want to blow through barriers, but we also have to take care of the water inside of ourselves. And so I want to thank all of the wonderful human beings. Jenny Beaver, thank you for allowing me to pray there in that sacred space when we all came together in circle. And what I want to do is I want to thank my mother and my grandmothers for allowing me to be a human being. For without them, I would not have the sacred voice to speak to you this afternoon time. And so I'm going to face in this north direction when I pray, because that is where I'm from. I'm from the Navajo Nation, and that is where my knowledge are from. That is where my sacred teachings are from. And so as a Diné woman, we have this really structured plan of learning. It's that we really think about what we want to do. And that's what this prayer is. And we're going to plan in this intention how to take action, how to actually see how we have power in the action, and then reflection. So in the reflection, when we're done praying as a collective group, I'd like you to cool yourself with this water. And I'd like to pray to the most fundamental cellular level of your body, which is your bone marrow. It is where your blood lives. It is where the DNA strands and helix of all your families and relatives and ancestors' ancestral knowledge, it is where it lives. And I want to remind you, ancestors, that we already have that knowledge. We have that, and together we stand in solidarity. So I want to say Ihyahat, and I'm going to go ahead and start my prayer. And thank you to Amanda and Nicole for their leadership and words of encouragement, and also for the accountability that I heard. Accountability is a hard thing, but we're in a time of truth telling. And I want to thank you for the resiliency in being able to do so, and do so with grace, and to do so with empowerment, and to do so with faith. And so with that, I say, yeah, thank you, relatives. I'm going to pray in a non-denominational context. I'm praying to the elements of life, this water. And so as we close the circle, I'd like you to connect to your first home, which is this human body. It houses our mind, our hearts, our spirits. And what I want to do is ask that you nurture you before we leave this circle. That you nurture yourself through this cup of water, and that you take that nurturing back to your families. So I want to say, good afternoon, Creator. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to use this breath of life, this fire of life that I've lit this medicine with, this Mother Earth that I stand upon, Creator, this water of life that I offer to my grandmother's ancestral knowledge, all the way from Canada, all the way down south, Creator, all the wonderful matriarchs I've had in my life to teach me how to stand here in resiliency and to honor the blood, the right I was given, Creator, from you to be a life giver, to have that right to communicate how I would like to bring my child to this world, Creator God. I want to thank you for this Mother Earth that we share as a nation, as a people, Creator God, as a species, as a human being. They say we are a five-fingered human being, Creator God, and I want to just remind ourselves that we are not above these natural elements of life, these natural laws of life. And so I just want to make an offering to these 4 sacred directions and the land that we are a part of, that we could remember in this sacred way that we are all elementally connected. And in the information that we've come to gather here today, that we could resonate with the growth and the ancestral knowledge that is going to continue to take us not just to the future, but to continue to live in the present. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you, Creator. I want to say thank you for all the relatives, all the way from my left, all the way to my right, each and every practitioner, Creator God, however it is their mission, their why, their motivation, why they come to work, Creator God, that it be rejuvenated, that be restored in this water, Creator God, that the affirmations that they want to say to themselves, that it be rejuvenated, that the prayers that were said by their grandmothers and grandfathers, their mothers and their fathers, their brothers and their sisters, that they're reignited this afternoon time as we go into the evening. So I say this to Creator with all of my love. And if I forgot anything, I know that you've already taken care of it. So I thank you, Creator, for my sacred breath of life. Thank you for allowing me to live through my birth during a complicated birth on 3/4/2021. I say thank you, Yahat, for my breath of life. And if I forgot anything, relatives, I ask that you just affirm your water here that you've picked up if you decided to do so, and really bless yourself, because you have that right and you have that ability. So with this, I say to you, amen to all the many nations that we stand for and come from. May you be blessed. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. It was really beautiful. Appreciate you going outside and taking us all with you to enjoy a different setting. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. That concludes day 1. And tomorrow we will get started once again at 9 a.m. So I'm looking forward to day 2. I know that you all will enjoy the presentations as well. Everybody have a good evening and take some time to take care of yourselves. Thank you.